Yo, what's good, man? It's Pod Sun Radio. We back in the house, you know what I'm saying? Happy New Year's. You know what I mean? Let that thing ring if you out there on the streets with your people. Fuck all that, man. I grew up doing New Year's all the way through Maryville, and all I grew up on was gunshots. So I want y'all to enjoy the same experience that I was accustomed to. But we back in this motherfucker in the house for a whole another podcast. And 2020 has been a hell of a year, man. So we about to wrap up 2020. I'm about to talk about a couple of topics, which I don't do talk too much because I like to just do my interviews and get up out of there. I ain't never been a clickbait nigga, but I got some things I want to get off my chest on a couple of topics and a guest that's gonna help me do that. But before we do that, let's go and introduce him, man. You know what I mean? We got this is a producer episode. We love all parts of the hip hop game, whether you the rapper, the producer, the videographer, there's so many intricacies to every part of every job that goes into getting this job done that people overlook. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the producer can be just that. So we here to bring some spotlight to my nigga who just came into town. You know what I mean? One of LA producers doing this thing. We got Gutta CEO in the house. What's popping with you, dog? How you enjoying Arizona, first of all?
That's pretty decent. Y'all been treating me lovely. I can't complain.
Got you. Is this have you come out here often, or is this just?
I just started coming out here.
Yeah. And you from Cali?
Yeah.
All right. So I got one question.
No,
for you.
I'm actually from Texas.
Okay.
In California.
Yeah. All right. So I got one question for you, and I actually love to ask people this that don't fuck with Arizona too much. What was your perception of Arizona like before you came? Like what did you? Because I always hear motherfuckers like, I didn't even know black people lived here. Oh, I thought it was all cactuses and old saloons. Like, what was your perception?
What they say, desert land. You know what I mean? Nothing, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm driving in and I see a whole city.
That's cool. That shit make me sad because I travel a lot. And when I start traveling and I realize people don't have this perception of Arizona that I have, it hurt my heart. Niggas will be like, I go down south, niggas like, Arizona? Fucking Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm like, nigga, that's where I'm from. Like, but I came to realize it's a commonality. Like, everybody feels this way. And that's why I be telling niggas that live here, like, nigga, you live in a box. Nigga, you think because you the top nigga in Arizona, all that mean is you need a job damn near. Yeah. Being the top nigga in Arizona, that's like being the top nigga in Boise or Albuquerque, New Mexico, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it really don't amount to much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But niggas, I'm telling you, that's exactly what type of time people be on, bro. All right, but so just real quick, go ahead, introduce yourself to the people, tell them where you from, what you do and shit like that. And I want to talk about some things with you, and then we're gonna come circle back around to going through your career. Okay. Introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Gutta CEO. I'm an audio engineer, producer. I started off being a DJ.
Shy moment.
I slowly transitioned to being an audio engineer after and a producer after I was doing, after I was being a DJ, I play songs. So like I would remix a whole bunch of songs and I would hit up producers like, yo, let me get some original beats so I can put in my mixes because I used to do house parties and at one point I was at a strip club.
Oh yeah, shine moment. Let me know when that come back.
So I got to get all of that, you know what I mean, at a young age, DJ and stuff like that. So the producers, they wanted to charge me like an arm and a leg for these beats. So I figured out how to make beats myself.
Yeah.
And so I ended up doing the remixes at the club, playing them at the clubs and stuff like that. At a young age, I was like 19, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And they was like, the rappers, they would ask me, yo, let me just get that beat that you did to that song so I can do a whole song. And that's how I slowly transitioned to producer.
That's dope. So what was the difference, or not even the difference? Did you have more fun DJing or do you have more fun producing?
I feel like they all correspond. I'm glad I kind of went through those transitions because it makes my whole understanding of music and the way people have an effect to it and everything. Like, so it's like they all correspond.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have all of those experiences.
Got you. Okay, man. Hey, like I said, I be learning about people when I sit in here talking. And we obviously was talking outside, but I'm learning more already.
Definitely.
So you damn near done it all as far as DJ, producing, engineering. That's the what they call, that's the triple crown right there. You know?
I guess so.
For music, behind the scenes at least. I mean, you could throw some videography in there, but you damn near knocking it out. All right, but so welcome to the show. First of all, it's Pod Radio. I do just in-depth interviews with people. I like to get to know who people are. I like to help them tell their stories. On top of that, I like to grow with the artists. So it's like once I interview you, like if you look back on my show, you're gonna realize I interview now, I interview next year. We like to measure the progression and see where you know what I mean. It's just a tactic of mine. So I'm like I grow it like a real talk show instead of like a blogger trying to run some motherfuckers up. You know what I'm saying? But so we're gonna get to tell your story. But when I first started the podcast, I used to do a lot of topic talk, which I don't do no more. But I'm gonna go back into it a little bit, because there's been a lot of stuff going on. So I want to assist in educating the best way I can from my perspective, because I feel like I got a little bit of enlightenment to offer. Whether or not they take it or not, I don't give a fuck. But first thing I want to talk about, is this vaccine that's going around, and I want to get your are you gonna take the vaccine? How you feel about that?
I'm not taking it at all.
Why not?
And I don't recommend it because you want to be politically correct about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just gonna say, why take anything that has only been around for a couple months? It hasn't even went past its 2-year experimental stage. So to go and take something like that, you're actually taking a risk on your whole life. And then when you want to think deep on it, you got to think about your next generations on down. You can put something in your body and you still got to procreate.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't think about that. I just recommend don't taking it.
So, and this is, I guess, a little veering left, but do you believe that there's something in the vaccine, like that they trying to set motherfuckers up for some sort of demise in the long run?
I mean, do we want to get that?
I want to get that. That's what we do here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I believe that vaccine will take part in redesigning people's DNA. And it don't matter what kind of people. Like if you take that vaccine, it's going to block something. You know what I mean? Because we have a lot of things that's going on with the cosmos and with the time that we're in. I know everybody's heard of the shift and stuff like that, and everybody needs to take advantage of like your thoughts, like tapping within, like loving yourself, all of that, that's what we need to be doing right now because we're walking in history.
Yeah.
And once you tap in and start to understand what's really going on, you would know like stuff like vaccines, like they just want to throw at you like, why are y'all trying to throw some experimental stuff that y'all don't even really know is good for you or not? You know what I mean? So what are y'all trying to do?
Operation Warp Speed. Huh?
Yeah. So
when niggas rush, hey, that's when
I recommend not taking it.
All right, but I got a deeper question because I agree with most of what you're saying, but I do disagree a slight bit. But I'll get to that in a little bit. Right. So this is my question for you: if motherfuckers got a vaccine where they want to redesign DNA, which I do agree, if it was a grand scheme, it would be something like that for goddamn sure, and perpetrated by America. But so then you would believe that coronavirus was like created or made here in order to lead to this sort of vaccine, or that they just caught on afterwards and was like, now we got a chance to population control?
Coronavirus, I feel like, coronavirus has been here.
Mm-hmm.
We had an influx of coronavirus cases. And it kind of went haywire. I don't know how, I don't know why. I probably have to do more research. But I know it's a virus and I know that it can be cured.
Yeah.
And I know that a vaccine would be the total opposite way,
because they're giving you, they're giving you the virus.
For any virus, you would to build up immunity would be the best thing to do to protect yourself from the virus and to catch it naturally.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are facts.
Hey. I gotta give you that one. That was Simon, and I appreciate the way you actually articulated that. You know what I mean? You one of them cool niggas that know what you're talking about. I can fuck with that.
I know what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and I learned. I'm a student, so you know what I mean.
Most people don't want to be a student. These niggas be out here teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm a listener. I like to listen and research and learn. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I think you don't know nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so this is what I'll say, bro. I'm not taking the vaccine only out of like I be watching conspiracies and shit on YouTube. I fall into them YouTube rabbit holes where I start learning stuff that might not even be true. And I'm like, nah, I don't want no part in this. But at the same time, I do believe the coronavirus is real. As far as I've seen a few people with it, had a few family members caught it. One of them got close. They was on that ventilator and then they was ready. But God willing, they came through. You know what I'm saying? But I never seen a motherfucker in that sort of condition. So it just forced me to be like, I disagree with a lot of conspiracies that I came across only because I seen it firsthand. But at the same time, I know American, especially the government, they so fucking precise. They might have just been like, well, shit, we about to get people sick because we know we can control it after that. I just don't know. But I also don't believe that it's not like motherfuckers gonna start mutating or anything like that. But I do know to get the coronavirus, like you said, the best way is gonna be natural in the first place as far as building up immunity. But them motherfuckers gonna just shove it down our throat anyway. And I'm at an impasse because I'm like, I still want to live regular life. So what if they start mandating the vaccine in order to get into the Suns game or the Cardinals game? You know what I mean?
And that's when you just have to, you know what I mean? Ask yourself
what's important.
What you trying to do. What's your mission?
Yeah, it's a little selfish of me to think that way, but I just be thinking different ways. But I just think that the government was just as lost as everybody else. Truthfully, I think they were playing catch up just like everybody else was. Now they might have got ahead while we was sleeping or quarantined or shit like that, and decided we're gonna use this vaccine as a vehicle to drive whatever the fuck we want to into these people. But I just don't think it was a scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like wholeheartedly. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's just I sit back and I'm like, I don't think America's that smart. You know, they get precise when they want to, but motherfuckers don't be that smart. Like
all I know is they work at 24/7.
Since we was what? Or actually what? Since before we even came over here, huh? Man, actually, I got some shit I want to talk to you about off camera. But yeah, I've been talking today. I started getting in my America bag, man. They got plans for niggas like us.
Oh.
All right, but we're gonna see. Okay. We're gonna see. I'm waiting for that stimulus check though, you know, so I can go get me some good food or some shit like that. Nigga need to put some paper in his pocket. You know, I'm about to try to put 600 down on the new Beamer. See what they gonna give me. No, but one thing that's funny about the stimulus checks, bro, I believe Donald Trump gave one last fuck you to poor Americans. One last fuck you, because he knew damn well niggas wasn't finna get no $2,000 stimulus checks. He knew the Republican GOP was never gonna sign off on this. These are his constituents that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when he said it, that's why Nancy Pelosi made it a media spectacle. And she's like, oh, you want $2,000 checks? Let's sign it tomorrow. Because it wasn't actually supposed to go down until December 28th as far as the talks went. But once he said, let's sign them tomorrow, then tomorrow they blocked the shit. They was like, nah. So now you got people that's not getting what they call it, pandemic aid. You got PPP loans not coming. Right. The SBA not coming back. All that. They about to literally go into a government shutdown over this shit. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And niggas ain't finna get no aid for a while, which is gonna really cause a recession. So I believe Donald Trump did that shit on purpose. But I don't give a fuck what they saying. If it's free, I'm taking 3. You know what I'm saying? But what you think about the stimulus negotiations?
I really have. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I really haven't been paying attention to the whole stimulus and the whole benefits from the government because
you good.
Not necessarily. It's just that during this whole election, I chose not to vote, and I chose to vote for myself. Mm-hmm. And
wait! Say that one more time.
I chose to not vote. I voted for myself. That's what I chose. And every time I tapped into that,
you was distracted from something.
You know what I mean? I just didn't understand what, you know what I mean? Yeah. What the hell I was.
Now you digressing it instead of progressing on your own person.
In that time, I took time to, I put money towards my intellectual property.
Yes, sir.
So I put myself in certain classes where I learned with stocks. Right now I'm learning digital real estate.
Shine moment. You running out.
And when I get into that, I want to actually start being active in that. I just started making money off stocks after 6 months of investing.
You're gonna have to teach me that too. I need a black Beamer. Y'all, he drives Shug Benz or Beamer. But all right, so keep going.
And just like certain stuff like that, like, you know what I mean, like learning about my history. I've been studying a lot of ancient African history. And you know, they say when you learn where you
I see that around your neck, by the way.
this is actually a crystal.
Yeah.
And it's called a cornelian. And it's for protection. It helps heal and a lot of different benefits.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to get
it looked deeply African. That's why I said that. You know
well, I mean, they're everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So and y'all have a lot of crystals in Arizona.
Yeah, get into it because my ex tried to put me on crystals, but she was full of shit, so I ain't fuck with it.
What people don't understand is these crystals, they come from the earth. And we get a lot of things I mean, from the earth. We used to live from the earth at one time before we got into all of this unnatural things and this materialistic world we live in now today.
That's right.
So these crystals, they're actually beings. You know what I mean? And you want to like look at them as like they're like friends. You know how you have friends with like benefits, like that you hang around because you learn from them, or you got this friend because he's strong and he help you. Like, you know, you go to
if somebody need their ass whooped, that's my man.
You got you. So that's what these crystals are, and they all have different benefits. So if you tap in, and they come from the earth, you know what I mean? These are different minerals that have built up over years and stuff like that, and they hold power.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know for sure, but I'm like an energy magnet, and I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's because I sit here and interview people. Like I've talked to thousands of people, like learning life story, damn near, and it might not be 1,000, but hundreds. Goddamn, so I can feel some power coming up off that motherfucker. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna give them that. But one last thing I want to talk to you, or actually two last things I want to talk to you about, because I want to recap 2020 because everything's just been so unexpected this year. I started off this year on such a high. Nigga, I was on tour to start the year, living it up. You know what I'm saying? Going, doing what I wanted to do. I went and signed a little lease in Atlanta. I was supposed to be going from April 15th to October 15th. And then the world just fell to shit like in March or some shit like that. So nobody knew what the fuck was going to happen. But it was still actually one of the best years of my life, which is crazy. You know what I mean? I just got so much responsibility that when I can't thrive, it bothers me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, I had the best year of my life. But I know a lot of people had tough times this year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad, not even that the year is over, because honestly, dates only mean one thing. But I think one thing that happened, even though like through like let's say the George Floyd shit, even though black people didn't get what we wanted, I feel like we made a step. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like we made some sort of step towards equality, which we never gonna get in our lifetime. So I ain't finna get my hopes up.
Right.
But our kids and their kids might end up seeing repercussions because we actually starting to progress.
Right.
You know, and I talked a lot of shit about everything, but when I sit back and really look at it, I say, you know what? Even though I'm just one of them people want to get the whole pie, but I'm like, we got something out of this. And then
what did we get?
People listening more to the conversation. And even if it's just not grown-ups, it's the kids mostly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got kids who all they do is live on their phone, see social medias, and they don't perceive injustices the same way that their parents do.
Right.
Kids see that shit. All they see is, yo, this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it damn sure never gonna happen in our lifetime. But so we made some sort of progression on that. As far as like music, I feel like motherfuckers were still dropping, doing their thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't no concerts or nothing, but I feel like motherfuckers was still.
People still got the most out of it.
Yeah, people still.
I feel like a lot of people got a chance to like build on their their artistry and stock up on songs and stuff like that.
Facts, bro. Verses, like Gucci and Jeezy was a big ass moment.
Yeah.
Even though it almost went wow, you know what I'm saying? My heart started beating fast. I thought Gucci or Jeezy was gonna run across the stage
and it did a flip and it put love in everybody's heart.
Yeah, no, it did. It
showed
did
a lot of compassion. And that's what we needed, and that's what 2020 kind of like needed to like end with. For real.
Facts. It's almost like
that was a big moment.
And it was like it started going left for a second, and I was like, when it came back around, man, I was so proud, especially for like any street nigga worldwide was gonna watch that, and in the back of their head, they're like, damn, this shit could go left. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when it didn't, it actually, showed something. And I don't know, man. It just was a hell of a year. I know a lot. We lost Kobe. Rest in peace. I cried like a baby the day that Kobe died. I got 24/8 tattooed on my arm. when I was 17, I tattooed Lakers on my arm right here, but it wasn't the Lakers that I love. It was Kobe and his unbridled work ethic and passion. And he might have been a nigga from the suburbs, but you're not gonna tell me he's not gonna die about his.
Right.
And them the type of motherfuckers that I respect. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so I don't know, man. It's been a hell of a year. What was your 2020 like in a nutshell, man?
It was like really a blessing. Like, the beginning of 2020, it was a little like static, but full of work. You know, I'm a recording engineer, so like around that time, I remember myself doing a lot of recording in the studio, and when the whole pandemic hit, it just stopped, and there was a lot of recording. Like I got to pay attention to like my own music and stuff like that. That's when I got into like working with this artist that I'm now working with named Timeline, and we took advantage of that term and made a lot of beautiful music. And along with the whole quarantine time, I took a lot of time to learn about myself. That's what I feel like good for everybody, because you know people got to spend a lot of time with their kids, and people got to understand what, like, even with that, like they got to understand what their kids wasn't learning at school, and like what now they need to implement at home, start kicking back.
Yeah.
And I thought that was dope. And like, and up until now, you know, like I've stepped into like my whole spiritual journey. So I can say I was born. I'm about, and I'm gonna get a little deep.
Let's go. That's what we doing here.
I would say I was born.
Hello.
I was born about 8 months ago. I died and I just rebirthed myself to a new me. And like along this, and it happened all in 2020. So I agree with you when you say 2020 was the best year of your life. Yeah. And I've stepped into a new world where it's like now instead of like seeing every like limits on certain things, like it's now everything is limited. Like, because what I've come to understand is it's all in the mind. And you want to start stepping into like different realms. And when you start understanding that it's really realms are in your mind.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact, bro.
And you know, up until now, you know, we're about to go into 2021, which is about to be crazy, and I hope everybody ready for
crazy. How?
It's going to be a change, like
good crazy or
good, good crazy. You know what I mean? It's what you gonna make.
Yeah, fact. TMI.
Are you an alpha or are you a follower with the, you know what I mean? Trust of the masses. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, based on that question, you know how it's gonna go.
Nah,
what seeds have you been planting? You know what I mean? This is a time while we got a little bit of time. Go ahead and plant them seeds.
Yeah, Sharma. And I feel that. And I'm gonna tell you, 2020 was the year. It made me realize when they said when the tide come in, I was like, damn, bro, I was out here swimming naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas think it's all going this way or yada, yada, yada. And it's like, nah, really, nigga, you out here. It's damn near check to check. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, you might talk about motherfucking 9 to 5, but it's like, I'm going through the same shit or worse at times, especially in a year where shit just ain't generated. So everything you just said, bro, is facts. Niggas got to take the time, especially when you got time to really sit down and figure out what the fuck gonna be next, so you can get ahead of the curve instead of trying to ride the fucking wave.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like when you start to understand, like it all starts within, and you start like you have to really fall in love with yourself.
Yeah,
everything else will just come.
Nah,
you know what I mean? I'm like,
people love themselves. Yeah. 1000% facts. It's not too much. You know, you cut it off once you start being like, you know.
That's where you start talking about the two different words: selfless and selfish. Different.
Yes.
You know, it's a big difference.
Nah, it's fucking difference, bro. I hate selfish niggas, man. I don't like selfish people or bullies. That's why a lot of niggas don't like me, because niggas be selfish and, you know what I'm saying? They want to be better than somebody most of the time. And I'm the nigga that's gonna put the pin in that balloon real fast. Like, we all just
need those people.
Yeah, we all just here at the end of the day, nigga. Like, you see the ants running around, how they running around, nigga. That's what you doing. If you think you're doing something different, literally the same thing. Motherfuckers got to be more humble. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that shit. All right, now we're gonna just take one quick left turn. There's some funny shit, man. You know, I talked to some of my people that be giving me advice, and they wanted to hear about this topic. They want to know, would you date? And I think they're asking me this question for my own personal reasons, but would you date a girl who does OnlyFans?
Okay, what are we doing on OnlyFans?
And it ain't nobody that's on OnlyFans braiding hair or nothing like that. Somebody that's on there stripping and wilding and doing all that.
Okay, well, I'm like me personally, I'm not interested in someone in OnlyFans, but it really depends on what they're doing on. For other people, you know what I mean, because that ain't my business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If it makes sense, you know what I mean, and if y'all could deal with that, you know what I mean, amongst yourselves and still be able to flourish and tap into that superpower of that love still, then by all means, date who you want to date. You know what I mean? If you could deal with it, deal with it. Yeah. But me personally, since the question was asked for me, no, I don't think I'll be interested.
Yeah, you think it present a problem for you?
Not necessarily, like, because I don't think it would make sense as far as money wise.
Yeah.
And we can get deep.
What if? All right. So hey, no, let's say this. What if she one of the top earners?
Top earners, how much we earning?
Let's say she making $500K a year.
$500K a year. That's decent. We can invest that. You know what I mean?
So if she a level-headed investor, she pulling in $500,000.
We can definitely invest that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that works for y'all, then by all means.
Yeah, you feel like most of the OnlyFans girls wasting their time, like, because it really ain't adding up.
It's what your intentions. You know what I mean? Like, what is your intent? You know what I mean? Like, you just on there to just make a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Just expose yourself. For pennies.
Most of them, absolutely. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because they not, and that's why we laughed at that local rapper meme. Because they expecting this shit to just bust. Get on there and start showing some ass. It's like, yeah, the fuck right. I get on Pornhub today. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, it's differences, man. But I don't know. For me, I started the podcast. I've only really been in 2 probably serious relationships, maybe 3, something like that. But I started the podcast. I started doing the after dark shit because I always was just the nigga that liked to get to know people. So I would watch the Howard Stern show a lot of times, and I would watch the porn stars and kind of get to realize like they actually be cooler than a lot of the motherfuckers who be talking shit about these mother. You know what I mean? And as a kid, you listen to a lot of that like vitriol and the shit that's just demeaning and shit. And you like, oh, I get it. She sucking dick, or she doing such and such. Like she ain't what she's. You know what I mean? Then I come to realize, like, at the end of the day, so is everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so is everybody else. But now, for me, I just I don't know. I recently just got to the point where I even thought about it. But shit, if it's real, I'm all the way with it. You know what I'm saying? Even the money, I don't even care about that shit. Truthfully, like that's just if you gonna do it, okay. But these motherfuckers do be making it. That's what I will say.
That's what I say.
Hey, so I'm like, congrats, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I ain't finna shame a janitor when he get off and be like, yo, nigga, what you be doing when you at the office or anybody, the garbage man, the motherfucking the president, the anybody. That's what you do in between the lines. When you step outside the motherfuckers, now we gonna see what you about. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I more end up at. But it's I ain't subscribed to anybody at all. Like this is how I know weirdos exist, because I don't understand how the site thrives, truthfully. Because when I think in my head, but I realize I'm just 1 out of 10. I'm literally 1 out of 10. I ain't paying for none of that shit, like ever. Miss me with it. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely the fuck not. It don't make no sense. But some people happily, nigga, hey, and I'm gonna tell my buddies about it. We all finna get on, and hey, more power to you. I'm a pimp, not a simp. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But all right, man. So now real quick, before we wrap up and shit like that, let's talk a little bit about the work that you done put in. You know, you said you started off DJing and shit like that. Now you producing and engineering. Let's talk about some of the people that you let's go engineer first. Talk about some of the people you've engineered for before. I know LA is a melting pot.
Man, like when I first moved to LA, I was interning at the
Mhm.
there. I ended up because like they didn't understand. Like they thought I didn't know anything when I first
Mhm.
stepped into the door, but I was going. I actually moved to California to go to LA recording school.
Oh, gotcha. Shine on it.
So while going to school there, I tapped into this studio and I was engineering in there. It was all types of artists coming in. I even got to track in Estelle. I got to
What?
track in,
You
like so
talking about the London?
yes, dude. Like,
What?
so it was random. It was random. I got to track in. I met Maggie. That's when I first met Young Berg at the time.
Yeah,
And stuff like
Hitmaker.
that. And
Hitmaker.
there was a couple of different people that was nobody then that really
Yeah.
like that I ran across.
That's LA.
And like recording, like being a recording engineer, that was my whole plot. I was like, yo, I was gonna move to California, because my mom asked me before I moved to California. She asked me, she was like, yo, what do you want to do? She said, make sure what you want to do, you can make money from it. I like to do music. So I started looking at all the different fields that's in music, and I was like, what's gonna make me money? Like, what can I do? Like, what, like, cause like at that time, we had like, what can I like pay, like have a service that I could charge.
Yeah,
for
where they gotta pay
hourly,
me every time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I found audio engineering was one of those services. So we found this. My mom found this school in California, Hollywood, and that's how I ended up moving there. And so I was like, yo, I'm about to go hard at this audio engineering stuff, and there I'm gonna meet the artists. I'm gonna throw in my beats.
Yeah, make the relationship
after that, and then that's kind of like the whole process that I've been in this whole time.
Yeah.
So now, like all of this work that I've been doing these past couple years, we're gonna start seeing these records coming out. Like I got a record with my boy. Me and we both produced it. Casey Khalil, we produced this record called Dark Shades. It's on his new album.
That was
that's for Dom Kennedy.
Dom Kennedy joint.
And
yeah.
then we did one for Burner, and that's called Details
with Mozzie and
G Herbo.
G Herbo, that's big too, right there.
That's
you got some placements.
Yeah, I mean, and then it's a couple of them way. Like I got some stuff with Young Thug. I got some stuff with Gotti. I got some stuff with
So you doing down south and west coast?
Yeah. We tapped in. Like Cali Boys Club, we really tapped in. Like because bro got a couple of placements and he been running for a long time and he just been throwing me alley oops.
Yeah.
And I love it. You know what I mean? And all of that work now, you know what I mean, it's starting to flourish now. And I feel like it's got a lot to do with the journey I've been on.
You better be goddamn right.
Yeah, because it's like I've been like always wondering like why like ain't nothing going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now
you change the way you living, God gonna bless you. And it's always like, it ain't like you gotta all the way change, but it's like, them sacrifices you gotta make. You gotta sacrifice something.
Yeah, and being receptive to things, like letting down like blockages, stuff like that.
Yep.
And I said, learning about yourself, learning how to control your emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Plays a big part.
All right, now let's talk about some of the well, you actually just talked about some of the people you produced for. So let's say this. How did you get into production? Like you obviously just told us you knew audio engineering was a financial means of making money. Like I know that too. That's why I told you I learned it myself. So if I ever need to make some paper, I'm not an engineer or somebody. Right. But at what point did you start doing beats for real?
I was doing beats for the whole time. Like throughout high school, I was known as a producer. I had the local.
So that's your real love.
Like I had the local, and I lived. I'm a military brat. So like every year high school, I lived in a different state.
Yep.
So the last state I lived in was before I moved to California was Oklahoma.
I'm way.
Yeah, right. So it was random. We were stationed out in Oklahoma, and I made a big impact out there.
Yeah.
I was working with this indie label out there, and it was pretty dope. You know what I mean? And my name got around, and they still love me to this day. Yeah. That's random, but
hey, that's like how I was talking about Arizona. Arizona was talking about Oklahoma. But no, that's dope, bro. A lot of people in the military get a whole nother experience than what anybody else asks for, at least. And you too, at that age, you're probably too young to really open up to it. But when you look back, you're gonna be like, damn, I really experienced life. Like, and I know different sections. I'm not stuck in a box. Like, now, man, I wanted to go to the military for a little bit. But all right. So let's say as far as your production goes, like let's get your long term and short term goals as much as you can give to us.
Long term, short term goals. Like I've been kind of like all over the place. Like I said, I definitely want to get like real estate. I've had this like
You said wait, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You said digital real estate. What is the difference between real estate and digital real estate?
Okay, so most people don't know that you could get into real estate without even getting a license and stuff like that. So like, and that's where you get into like
wholesaling. Yeah,
you know what I
take
mean?
a lot of leg work though.
Exactly, and then there's other ways like investing into REIT companies. Like I don't know if you know anything about that. Like REIT companies are like you know how you got these like, shopping malls that like Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yes,
they
sir.
be renting the big ass buildings and stuff like that. Well, those are usually owned by REIT companies.
Oh, you can wholesale those?
No, you could invest like buy stocks in those, and then they pay you dividends.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, free game. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just a loophole to get into real estate.
Yeah.
And then a wholesale real estate is something different.
Yeah, they said 48 out of 50 states for wholesaling, you don't need a license. There's only 2 states where you do.
Definitely money. That's what I say. Like it's many different ways to tap in to get an income.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a time where we have to create self income. Depending on somebody to pay you, that time is out.
Yeah.
That as far as like, you know what I mean? Us, that time is out because somebody else is gonna take our, you know what I mean, spot.
You goddamn right.
It's time to level up now.
Yep, you better believe it. It's over with. Nah, you know what I mean? And that's a real perspective, bro. I promise you. All right, so then I guess that was a bad question for producing, but let me ask you this then. Is there anybody who you like wish you could work with?
Well, okay, well, wish I could work with. I still haven't worked with my favorite artist.
Who's that?
That's Zero. It's an artist from Texas. Texas. I wouldn't mind working with Lil Durk. Who else? Joey Badass.
Yeah, Joey Badass is hard.
And it's a couple of them. Definitely a couple of R&B singers. I needed a couple of. I want to showcase my R&B side of music. So I know definitely when I get something out, like I know the world's gonna gravitate. Because I got a lot of like club records.
Honestly, hearing Timeline 333, and I really like the dude.
Like that's a whole different story.
I can tell you got them R&B vibes for sure. Yeah. All right, so yeah, man, we can go ahead and get out of here. But go ahead and take the floor. Talk about anything you want to talk about. Tell people where to follow you, give shout outs.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram. Gutta CEO, GUTTA CEO. I have a lot of up and coming stuff. A lot of business you know, and I would just encourage everybody to just fall in love with yourself. That's that's the superpower of today. And once you really tap into that, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey man, I appreciate you for coming through, dog. It's been a fun episode. I got to learn something new, and I got to talk my shit. I hope everybody have a happy New Year, and I hope everybody stay blessed throughout the year as possible. And going forward, love yourself and love one another. And Black folks, find a way to come together. God damn it, we out this motherfucker, man. Shine Moment, Pie Song Radio, 2021.